First of all, Coach Dean, your first spring practice here as head coach, just an overview of how things have gone for you so far.
Well, they've been good. Been wet. We've had a lot of rain, but our guys have persevered through that. I've been very proud of the way that they've come out to practice every day. I really like the intensity that we're taking. There's a lot of things that we need to correct, need to continue to work on, but for the most part, I think their attitude is great. Their willingness to learn and to get better is good, and that's the only thing you can ask for as a head coach.
I know spring practice can be kind of an acclimation time a little bit as far as, and especially you, because you're coming in fresh. You didn't know the guys. You game planned to get some of them, but
right.
You didn't really know it. They didn't know you. So how has that been?
Well, the acclimation's been much tougher for me, trying to learn everyone. And, I think our guys have adapted well to the way that I like to practice and the practice schedule that I have put together. This staff is a tremendous staff. They've done a great job in the years past of getting these guys prepared each and every week. So it was just a matter of me coming in here and not messing things up. But I think we have gelled together very well through 9 practices. We're going in the last 2 weeks of spring practice, and I like the direction that we're going and what the future brings for us as a staff and as a football team.
What do you get out of these 15 that's going to make you better when these guys come back here in August?
Well, I think a lot of fundamentals, a lot of technique. You work on a lot of those things. From a special team standpoint, you're working on different techniques that you can carry over to the next season. But from a standpoint of personnel, you find out what these guys can do. Defensively, it's not too much different. Offensively, we're doing some different things that they've done in the past, so we're finding out what these guys can handle mentally, what they can do physically, and that kind of plays into what we're going to do for as far as game plans are putting together that we'll put together for the fall.
I know this is a little unique. We have spring practice here early. We've done it here several times. And then you go on spring break. How does that work as far as what you like to do and want to get out of this off-season program?
Well, one thing, I think you carry over spring practice quickly if you do it early, because they've come off of the season probably finishing in tradition here in November, and 2 months later you're back into practice. So they haven't lost, you don't have to knock off as much rust. But the one thing that I really like to do is at the end of the season or the school year, we're in the weight room and we're in a 5-week period where we can really lift, we can get some strength and carry that into summer, because a lot of times if you don't have that opportunity to lift a lot at the end, you don't know how much those guys are going to be able to do from a voluntary workout standpoint of what they're going to do in the summer.
I get the feeling, and I've watched your teams play your years as a head coach and a coordinator. Physical football is one thing I don't think you ever got anywhere near enough credit for, and I get the feeling that's going to be an objective here.
It will. We want to be a physical football team, and I told our guys, when we walk off the field, we want teams to know that they've played us, and if they have to play us again in the playoffs, that they dread that. They dread the physical nature that we're going to carry in. I want our guys to carry a swagger about them when they walk out on the field, but it's a confident swagger. It's not an arrogant swagger. It's a confident swagger of knowing that we're going to do what we're supposed to do. We're going to be physical, and for 60 minutes, you're going to get hit in the mouth snap after snap after snap.
We're 9 days before the end of spring game. What do you as a head coach look to get out of that when the lights go on and you put on a little different jersey and go practice football?
Well, you want to see how guys perform in that atmosphere when the lights come on and there's a little more people in the stands. The coaches are off the field. There's officials out there. You want to see how those guys react in a game-type situation. That gives you a better feel leading into the summer and then also into the season of how those guys are going to perform when those lights are on. But more importantly, the physical nature that we're going to carry into spring and into the spring game, we don't want to get anybody injured. If we can get through this without having any major injuries and have all these guys back when we start in August, that's our main goal.